Welcome to the 700 Club. More terror attacks in Israel. 3 Israeli citizens died in an attack in Jerusalem this morning. A government official declared Israel is at war on all fronts and will pursue terrorists everywhere.
The attack came just minutes after Israel agreed to an extension of the ceasefire in exchange for more hostages. Chris Mitchell reports from Jerusalem.
This surveillance footage shows the first major terror attack in Israel since the October 7th Hamas massacre.
We're here in the entrance to Jerusalem, at the site of the terror attack that occurred at 7:40 this morning when gunshots from 2 terrorists in a car drove by this bus stop over here, shooting and killing a 16-year-old girl and injuring 10 others in different levels of severity.
Police and an armed civilian killed the gunmen. One cabinet minister said Israel is now at war on all fronts and pledged to pursue and destroy terrorists everywhere with God's help. Just minutes before the deadline, Hamas and Israel agreed to extend the ceasefire one more day to free 8 more Israeli hostages from Hamas captivity. On Wednesday, Hamas released 12 more hostages, including 1 American, as the U.S. calls for more Americans to be released. The hostages had to walk through a gauntlet of cheering Gazans. The release brings the number of civilian hostages freed from Gaza to 97, 73 Israelis and 24 foreign nationals, mostly Thai agricultural workers. It's estimated 159 hostages remain in Gaza. More reports are coming out of cruel treatment of the captives. A Thai foreign worker testified Israeli hostages were beaten by Hamas with electric cables. The IDF is also investigating a Hamas claim that Shuri Bibas and her 2 children, 10-month-old Kiefer and 4-year-old Ariel, were killed after they were kidnapped on October 7th. The IDF blamed Hamas of, quote, continuing to act in a cruel and inhuman manner. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken arrived in Israel among concerns that the U.S. is putting demands on Israel that may limit its military ability to destroy Hamas. President Biden called on Israel to be more precise and strategic in southern Gaza. David Makovsky of the Washington Institute for Near East Policy told CBN News he believes the administration is committed to standing by Israel to see Hamas removed from power.
I was at the White House yesterday. My sense is the president is committed on this to the next phase. He wants to topple Hamas from power. There have been previous rounds, 2008-9, 2012, 2014, 2021. They were all about containing Hamas. This is a much higher bar. This is about toppling Hamas from power to make sure that Israel's never terrorized like it was on October 7th with rapes and beheadings and people being burned alive, these 1,200, but also give a better future for the Palestinians in Gaza that have been terrorized by Hamas itself.
At the UN, the Security Council, led by China, called for a comprehensive ceasefire and the implementation of a 2-state solution. And pro-Palestinian protesters disrupted the annual Christmas tree lighting at Rockefeller Center, chanting, "Shut it down." Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Well, the first time the UN called for a 2-state solution, it was all the way back in the 1940s. Israel took advantage of that and said, yes, we want to form a Jewish state. The Palestinians, the Arabs, they said no. And they've been saying no every decade, every year since. The old saying, the Arabs have never missed an opportunity to miss an opportunity. It applies to the Palestinians double these days. They never want to come to peace. They've never wanted a 2-state solution. They've always wanted a 1-state solution, a Palestinian state, and they want to drive Israel out. That's what that slogan, from the river to the sea, means. It means a complete genocide. And all the current talk now of how Israel is some kind of an apartheid state and how oppressive they are and all of these things, it's just absolute nonsense. As an Israeli, you cannot go to a West Bank city controlled by the Palestinian Authority. There are no Jews at all in Gaza. The reason is they would be killed. That is apartheid. That is the most extreme anti-Semitism you can possibly imagine. They want to kill Israelis. They're doing it again and again and again. The whole world needs to wake up. This is a demonic ideology. It needs to go away. It's an Islamic death cult, and we need to say, not just out of power, but not existing at all anymore.